Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. For those of you who are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love watching affordable makeup tutorials, reviews, and more. Today, I wanted to do a first impressions wear test and makeup tutorial using the products I picked up from a previous video. I did an Ulta haul, Bath & Body Works haul, and Walmart. I picked up some makeup goodies and some random home good things that I needed. And today, finally, I have time for the weekend to, wear everything and then kind of do check-ins for you guys. So let's just get into it. First, I'm going to go in with eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Hanging in Hawaii palettes. So to prep for that, I'm going to go ahead and take my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Normally, I would do whatever concealer I'm using, especially if it's like a full coverage one, but the concealer that I'm going to use today is very, very creamy. It's actually not good for the lid because it's so hydrating, but for the lid, it tends to crease, so it doesn't really do well as like a base for my eyeshadow. So we're gonna go old school MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And I'm blending that in with a Sigma P80 brush. It's like a flat precision brush. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and set that with my NYX HD finishing powder so that the rest of the colors just blend in seamlessly. Next, I'm going to go straight into the Hanging in Hawaii palette, and I love that it has a huge mirror, especially with how sleek it is. So traveling purposes, is a beautiful spring summer palette. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is Shakalaka. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. This is with a Sonia Kashuk blending fluffy brush. So it's gonna be my nice transition shade. Ooh. BH Cosmetics has some good shadows. One of my favorite ones is their GLAM Reflections palettes, and I'll probably try to link that somewhere here. But those I don't know. This was only about $16 and I was actually really mad. Next, I want to go the orangey route. So I'm going to take the shade Lay and I'm going to take that on a mini Sigma E25 brush. I'm going to add this closer into the crease so you get the little pop of orange. But I was actually kind of mad. The day after I bought this palette, they had a 40% off of this palette and another palette. I'm like, are you serious? Could have saved $6, maybe, no, $9. Oh, I was so mad. But still not bad price for this actual palette. So far, so good. Doing a really simple look. I do want to do an orange around here, especially because I do have an orange blush, like a peachy blush that I also picked up. Something different, not the usual Flower Beauty one that I use because I love it. I almost did pick up another Flower Beauty blush, but I was like, let's mix it up. I picked up almost a different color so I can mix that up. But yeah, just packing this on. These pack on really nicely. Not too much fallout so far, at least with these two colors. And just kind of blending that in. Take your time blending. Then I'm just going to go back in and blend those two together. Diffuse the top part, if you will. For something to add just a little extra definition, I'm going to take that Aloha shade, just another Sigma E25 brush, and I'm going to put this closer into the crease. And don't worry if you get a little bit onto the lid, we're going to carve that out. This color definitely has some more fallout, but at least we're getting the pigmentation payoff. No additional product, just kind of blending the two colors together with that first brush that we use for the Lay shade. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Mahalo, just right in the outer kind of V of the eye, just to kind of smoke it out a bit. And I'm taking, this is one of those Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that comes in the palette. I just like it for that precise placement. I don't know, I guess we'll just see how this ends up. So far, I'm just kind of meh. I don't know. I guess I could use maybe a little bit more variation in this. And I feel like the look will come out fine, but I'm just not super excited about it so far. But then again, This is all we got so far. So next I'm going to take my e.l.f. Camo Concealer and I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of that since this is so full coverage. And this is going to help carve out my lid in preparation for a shimmer shade from the palette to add on there. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of my Max Fix Plus. I'm going to spray my brush, and this is, I believe, a Sonia Kashuk brush. And now for the shimmer, let's see, I'm between Waikiki and Sandy. I think we're gonna go, I think we're gonna do both. I'm gonna use Waikiki on the outside, and then I'm gonna go for Sandy a little bit more on the inside of the lid. So I'm going in first, ooh, the shimmers are really nice, with Waikiki. And then we're gonna kind of like diffuse that, add a little bit of extra dimension. It's really pretty with Sandy. Oh, Sandy, baby. And now I'm gonna go into Sandy, which is this shade right down here. And now we're gonna put that, brighten up a little bit, ooh, and blend that into Waikiki. You don't have to, you could totally just use one. If you want to be a little bit extra, do it. Just meshing the two together. Then I'm gonna go back in, taking a little bit of Aloha, since that is my crease shade. I'm just gonna lightly blend everything together. Okay, see, now it looks, now it's coming together. It was looking very blah before. But that's why you need a little pop of shimmer. Then I'm just gonna go in with a little bit extra of Mahalo and blend that as well, just so we don't have any harsh lines. So just blend that in with the shade Waikiki. So you still have a little bit of that brown definition, but this is why we do everything eyeshadow before foundation. I'm gonna finish up the other eye and we'll be right back. Starting to look a little bit better as we get more put together. I went ahead and did my brows off camera since I'm not using a new product, using my usual LA Girl Shady Slim brow pencil. But now I'm gonna go ahead and take the Pore Perfect Instant Blur Stick Multitasking Foundation, and there's two sides. This is by Flower Beauty. There's two sides, so it looks like this is their blurring primer, and this is the foundation, actual foundation stick. So I pretty much went ahead with my L'Oreal Glow Lock primer, and this entire half of my face has a L'Oreal Glow Lock primer, but because this primer from the Flower Beauty is also not only blurring but mattifying, I kind of didn't want to put this on the entire side of my face and really screw that up. I'm going to use it just exactly where I have like those pores around my face, just this spot right here, to see if that'll really help correct that and fill in those pores, because I don't want to be matte. I have dry skin, for those of you who are new here. So in general, you can kind of mix in your primers for the areas you need, especially if maybe you're normal to combo or dry to combo, oily to combo, and you can kind of, you know, put mattifying primer where you need the mattifying and hydrating or blur pouring where you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this side of the stick, which is the primer, and especially I want to see if I will notice a difference, because I do start to notice now as I get older, the like around here, the pores around my face, and ooh, that's looking kind of good. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that feels good. So let's kind of see if maybe that'll be something that I like. But I'll kind of tell the difference. Do I like it with my usual, my go-to L'Oreal Glow Lock primer on this face, or do I want to mix it up with another primer? Now I'm going to go ahead and take this side of the foundation, and we're going to blend this out. And let's see. Normally, I like to blend stick foundations out with a brush, but I can, you know, try to incorporate my beauty blender. This is the Flower Beauty blender, or this is a Flower Beauty sponge that I picked up also, and I've already used it with the Flower Beauty LA Illusion foundation, which I love. Together, it's amazing. So I will just kind of see how this goes with this stick foundation, but in general, I tend to like stick foundations better with brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Wet n Wild. This is my flat top brush. So let's see how this blends out and see if this is going to be another option. I feel like it's very lightweight, it's very pretty light coverage. pretty light coverage. Let's try to go in with one more layer. And I do like how it's blending out the brush. It really pushes in the product and helps it melt into the skin. Oh yeah, I like it with 2 layers. 2 layers is still not too like extreme coverage. It's like a nice medium coverage. I especially think because this is like multitasking, and I was reading on the website this is supposed to be good for like dark circles too. So I feel like it would have to be light enough for that. Looks like a nice natural finish on my skin. We'll see. So you can kind of see the difference of the stick foundation and no stick foundation. You can still kind of see a redness around here. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Just to test it out with my beauty blender, just kind of see how that blends that in. Because sometimes, I forget which foundation, I actually do really like it blended out with the beauty blender, a stick foundation. It blends out pretty nice with the Flower Beauty blender actually. Flower Beauty also has a flat top kabuki brush like this that I kind of want to try out now. But the Wet n Wild one is like $3, so. Okay, the sponge actually, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. The sponge actually blends this out really nicely. Like, flawlessly, actually. Wow, I think I like the beauty blender. I don't know, I think this comes down to like personal preference, but I personally like both. Blending this out with a brush and a sponge, so take your pick. And this is dry skin. Usually dry skin, I tend to lean towards a beauty blender with any foundation. But in general, for dry skin, stick foundations, I tend to lean towards a brush, but this one blends out really easily, which is kind of hard to find with stick foundation sometimes. I gotta say, this side that I did the pore blurring primer, that is looking really nice. Like, it like filled in those pores pretty nicely. We'll see. This definitely looks a little bit more luminous for sure. Might have to look and see if in general Flower Beauty has a pore blurring primer, maybe to mix in with that light illusion foundation, since that's already really luminous. I don't know. Now I'm gonna go in with my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer and a new product that I picked up, which is the Flower Beauty. This is their concealer brush. I don't know why I've been wanting to try a concealer brush, but like just the way this is angled, it looks like it sits nicely under my eyes. And I don't know why I've been wanting to conceal my eyes with a concealer brush lately, just to see the difference. So I'm gonna go in with the concealer brush, just one side, and let's see how that works out. Actually, I probably didn't need that much. Ooh. Let's see. You know why I've been wanting to use a concealer brush? Probably because I've been watching a lot of Priscilla Ono's videos. And it just looks so nice how she glides the concealer brush underneath someone's eyes. So I've been wanting to try that. I gotta try that Fenty Beauty concealer brush. Just in general to see if that'll add more coverage. But it blends out really easy. In general, this concealer blends out easily. That blended out really nicely. I might like concealing brush. I don't know, maybe especially if you don't want to be extra messy with your hands. That blended out really nicely. Look fancy. Alright. Look at the difference though. Ooh, a little bit brighter. The difference a concealer makes. Oh, you know who also always use a concealer brush? It just looks so soothing for some reason, or used to at least. I don't know if they still do. Nicole Guerrero. I remember, I don't know, there's something so soothing about someone blending concealer with a brush underneath the eye. Let me know if that's just me. To set that concealer, I'm gonna go in with my NYX HD finishing powder, and this is just a ColourPop detailer setting brush. You can use this to set underneath the eyes or even highlight too. I'm not sure what they call it. I wish I had the names on the brushes. All right, now to finish up underneath the eyes, we're gonna take a little bit of that Aloha and we're gonna go underneath the lash line. Hopefully. And I'm using a Morphe pencil brush. And you can totally leave it like that, but I'm just gonna go in with that Mahalo shade, and I'm just going to maybe mix in a little bit of that Honolulu, this one right here. And I'm gonna use a flat shader brush. This is a Sigma E15 brush, and I'm just gonna use this on the like outer third of my eye just to add some definition. I'm just like kind of pressing that in my lower lash line just to kind of smoke it out a little bit. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of Hoola. I wish they had like a matte white shade, just a little bit. It might be a little bit shimmery. I'm gonna use this underneath my, yeah, that's shimmery. Oh, that's shimmery. Underneath my brow bone. We're just gonna blend that out a lot. Ooh. Oh, the shimmers are shimmery. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Milani bronzer, and this is one of my crown brushes, and we're going to bronze the face. Like I said in my last video, I was really hoping, or I hope soon, Flower Beauty will come out with a bronzer. Like, I feel like that will just be magical. If their blush formula, oof, and a bronzer, like, it's just so silky smooth. But Milani's bronzer is definitely become a favorite, especially with this brush combo. I went ahead and put on my NYX matte liquid liner, did my wing, because today I'm excited. I got the Baddie B lashes, Jenny69 here on YouTube. She came out with some bomb ass lashes. I picked up mine, I couldn't decide. I was between Baddie, which are these. I picked up hashtag Baddie, and the other ones I wanted were the style. I want to be an Insta hoe. Maybe I'll get those next, but I picked these up. I love actually like the pack. Let's just talk about the packaging real quick. Super cute. Also, like, this is like magnetic, so this is actually really cute to even like store them back in there once they're done, in case you don't have another like little lash case, but just like snaps back in. And these are so cute, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these on and hopefully be a baddie. Yes, baby. So what I like about these lashes is that they had a thicker lash band, so I was a little bit afraid how difficult, easy, I don't know what to expect to work with them, because thicker lash bands can definitely be a little bit trickier. But I like how they were packaged in the little container. Like, they were already kind of like curved for you, which was nice, because as you guys know, what I do normally is I'll just take like a round brush and I'll just kind of like wrap the lash around it just to kind of give it form, but it already had that, so I don't have to do too much of working with it. But I like these Baddie lashes. So what I'm gonna do real quick is just go back in with a little bit of that NYX HD powder. Since I added my bronzer, just want to clean it up a little bit so it can look a little bit more snatched and defined around the face. So just adding that powder, blush, nothing too special. You can definitely use a loose powder a little bit easier, but this is less messy. Now for the blush, I'm gonna go ahead and try the new Rimmel Maxi blush, and this one is in the shade Sweet Cheeks. This is number 4, so I wanted to see. I'm gonna use my favorite Target Up and Up brush, and I'm gonna apply that on my cheeks. It's not as buttery soft as my Flower Beauty, so that one's not being replaced. But it is nicely pigmented. It's a matte blush, not like a sheen. It's not cream or anything. Blends out. Okay, let's see how it lasts throughout the day. Could also be the brush that I'm using. Now I'm just gonna go in and dust off that HD definer and blend my bronzer and my blush together, and blend out the bronzer up here, just in case we felt like we went a little bit too low. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Milani Strobe Light highlight in the shade 02 Day Glow, because I did not pick up a highlighter. I should have picked up the new Flower Beauty. They had a new trio. I have their highlight palette. Damn, I shouldn't use that today. But they have another one which has like bronzier tones, a little bit deeper, which I think is great, because the other ones is beautiful, but I feel like medium maybe and deeper skin tones. Medium, that one gold shade would be good, but like deeper skin tones, I feel like it's kind of limited, so I might have to go back for that one. And then if not, Hard Candy, I was a little bit mesmerized by their glow kit. Now I'm just going to go back in real quick and take a little bit of that Hula shade, and I'm going to use that for my inner corner. Ooh, oh, holy, yeah, see, that's the one I use underneath my brow, which was really, I didn't even use that much. Holy cow, that's intense. Yes. And it's like not like I didn't even add Fix Plus or anything. Holy crap, look at that. Wow, that is gorgeous. Oh my god, wow, I look awake. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly spray my face with some Max Fix Plus. And we're gonna finish up some things here. So I'm gonna add, well, first I'm just gonna dab where I have my highlight, but look, it just kind of like evens it out a little bit better. Makes it melt into the skin, my highlight. Because these lashes are so intense, I'm gonna take a little bit of my L'Oreal, this is a Smoldering eyeliner, and I'm just gonna add this to the top part of my lash line, just so you can't see like that gap of my skin peeking through. I feel like I've already been wearing this makeup maybe for an hour. I took a little bit of a break to eat, like lunch, dinner-ish, kind of early. And I already feel like it's kind of fading. The, like whatever's on top of the foundation, the bronzer, and even like the blush is kind of fading on top of there. Which, I mean, the bronzer I know I've used, so I don't know. And I feel like it's already coming apart on my nose here. Maybe not good for dry skin, but we'll wear it a couple more hours and see how that goes. I also didn't set it with the powder because I do have dry skin, so. But yeah, my chin is already like fading. So really quickly, just going to take my Milani mascara and just blend that in with the falsies, just so you can't see them peeking through. I feel like these are so big though, you can't really see them. Holy cow. And I trimmed them. I trimmed these too. Oh, fuck. Like any lashes, you're gonna have to trim them. I feel like, unless you have really big eyes, how they come like standard. You might not need to, but. Now I'm excited to do the lips. I'm gonna take the NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Truffle. And I'm going to line on my lips. Oh, okay. So those of you who like a nice cool tone brown, this is really pretty. Ooh, this might be a new favorite. Extra Chola. Now I'm going to take the new, well, shade to me. I don't have this shade. I've tried the Flower Beauty Miracle Matte Lip Creams. I love the formula. I wanted a nudie shade, and this one is Bare Honey. This is nudie. Would not wear it on its own. I would definitely wear it with a lip liner. So just going to lightly dab and blend this out. Ew, that's nudie. Sorry, I've got like a blaze hair somewhere around here. They just happen to crawl all over me. So we'll find it eventually. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna dab that, let that dry a little bit, and we're gonna go back in with the lip liner. Okay, so now that I'm done with the makeup, you see I kind of salvaged the lipstick there, what I was going for. Usually when you have like a matte lipstick, especially a liquid one that's really bright, but you want to blend it in with the lip liner, I like to kind of tap it in with my finger and kind of blend everything so it looks a little bit more seamless, so we get something else like this. I've got to say, I ended up really liking the eyeshadow palette after all. At first I wasn't sure, but I guess I needed to really blend and see it all together with everything. I'm so far really liking it. These Baddie lashes though, really like those as well, and the lipstick combo. The blush, I don't know if it's because the foundation, I feel like it's already kind of faded off already. Like I said, I took like a little mini eating break between doing my makeup, but maybe just a little bit more. However, the foundation I feel like is already not really my favorite. I have dry skin, so it's definitely more on the like natural matte finish, especially that pore filling primer, which I only used on this side just to kind of see the difference. And I did like the difference it made for like my pores a little bit, but because like the foundation is a little bit more mattifying, it's starting to already kind of like break down, and it's just not sitting well on my face already. I'll check in a couple of hours and let you know how everything's holding up. But so far I'm really liking this eyeshadow. Like, oh my god, that inner corner though. Okay, so let me get on with the rest of my day, take Blaze out for a walk, and we'll do a check-in in a couple hours. But this is the completed look if we, just wanted to end here. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so it is now about 9 p.m. I switched into my cozy sweatshirt, or like in-home sweater, grandma sweater. And I just wanted to do a final check-in just because I've had this for like 8 hours and I'm ready to wash my face. Also, because we started playing Mario Kart, and usually when we play Nintendo Switch, I have to switch from my contacts to my glasses because after a while, like your contacts get really dry just like looking at it. So I want to put my glasses on right now, but I want to do a final check-in for all the products on my face. I gotta say, the stick foundation I wasn't a fan of, or not wasn't a fan of, but I was just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's really just gonna come apart like by this 9 p.m. time. But it did a pretty good job of like melting into the skin a little bit more. So it does look actually like kind of glowy on me. I don't know, for oily skin that would look greasy, but it did okay. However, I feel like I'm not a fan of how my bronzer and blush kind of went on top. Like it didn't really allow that to sit well. Like it's, my blush is like all like completely gone. It could be just the blush, is, you know, that'll do that with any foundation, but in general I also noticed like my bronzer is kind of like looking a little bit patchy, and I've tried that bronzer a lot with other foundations. So yeah, and then I was like noticing it already kind of like coming apart on my nose and my chin a little bit. I feel like that's where it's pretty faded, but it didn't like crack off. It like faded, which I guess I prefer, especially when it's a mattifying foundation. A lot of times because I have dry skin, it just cracks off on me. Kind of like how oily skin, like dewy foundations, kind of the same. It doesn't wear very well. It wore better than I expected. It's looking better than I expected, but still it's not my absolute favorite. I think normal to oily skin, maybe you might like this a little bit better, maybe normal, but I did like that blurring primer right here. Like I can see the difference from the other side of my face. I can definitely see my pores a little bit more. So I think for like this area, I would definitely use like a blurring primer just for that, because this looks like it's like a little bit more smoother, a little bit more filled in. My pores don't look as like prominent as they do where I did the L'Oreal Glow Lock concealer and primer. The lipstick and lip liner I haven't touched up at all, and I ate, I drank, I actually picked up another Gatorade. I was eating hot fries while I was playing Nintendo Switch. Clean my fingers first, right? He's like, did you clean your fingers? Like, yes I did. And I, you know how you lick them? And then I, you know, cleaned it with a napkin. It was gross that. But I have not retouched, and that's pretty good, especially, you know, after eating. The eyes are looking really good. I gotta say, I do like it. I do like the Hanging in Hawaii palette. I don't know why I wasn't feeling it while I was doing it, but you know what, once you carve out the lid and add the shimmer on the lid, which the shimmers are really nice, and especially that like inner corner highlight, that was intense. I really like that a lot. As I mentioned, I really love the sponge. And then oh, Baddie B lashes. These lashes are hanging on pretty well, and they were really easy to use. I was honestly afraid that the lash bond was gonna be a little bit too thick, but I like how they were already formed for you. So this is my first impressions of a bunch of different products that I picked up. Oh, but then also I really liked this concealer brush. I just wonder if like every time do I have to clean it, so it gives me like that nice smooth blending, but I like that option of feeling a little bit fancy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the products that I mentioned and kind of did a wear test for you guys, and if you have any of these or you plan on picking any of these up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with some more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.